Hi, my name is Laney Geeslin, and I have anxiety, but I'm free indeed. Before I decided to trust Jesus with my anxiety, I lived every day in constant fear. I struggled with being able to step out and try new things and be bold enough to tell people how I really was feeling. Most days it felt like the weight of the world was just on my chest, not even on my shoulders because it was hard to breathe. And waking up every single morning and not only getting out of bed, but even talking to the people that I love was a difficult task. My anxiety really started getting worse halfway through my junior year of high school. I was 16 and I was getting ready to start my senior year, and just the weight of the world just felt so heavy. I was trying to do everything on my own and just made sure that everybody else thought I was okay so that they wouldn't have to worry about me. But the summer before my senior year, it got so bad that I really couldn't eat. I wasn't sleeping. I didn't really get out of bed. I'm pretty sure I watched every single show on Netflix that they had. I definitely had to fight to even go to dinner with my family because I would get so nervous that the food I would eat would make me sick. So I really wasn't eating. I don't like not being friendly and excited, but honestly, even coming to church was a struggle for me because I knew people would ask if I'm okay. And I would say, yes, I'm doing great. But in reality, it was really hard for me to even be there on a Sunday or a Wednesday, and nobody really knew what was going on. Being a pastor's kid my whole life definitely put a lot of pressure on me. There was pressure to always be okay, to always have a smiling face. And so when you really break it down, and when it was hard for me to smile and just put on that mask and say, oh, well, Jesus loves you, it was really hard because at that time I knew he loved me, but it didn't feel like the people around me even could grasp how I was truly feeling. A lot of people in the church don't know how to help somebody with anxiety, so they just tell you, have more faith, just trust Jesus more. But when I finally broke, I think my exact words were, I feel like I can't trust him or have any more faith than I do right now, and I'm not getting better. So when I finally talked to somebody other than my family that I knew I could love and trust, her words to me were, just because your walk looks different than somebody else's doesn't mean that you love Jesus any less. Doesn't mean that you trust him any less. And for me, that really broke the barrier because that revealed it to me that somebody in my position or somebody that isn't as well known as me in the church could feel the same exact way, and nobody's spoken to them about it. The amount of pressure of, oh, well, you have to perform like this, you have to do this, it was a lot, and I didn't want to make anybody upset or, in the way they made it seem, let Jesus down by not always being okay. My advice for somebody that has anxiety would definitely be to say something. It's really hard, especially because it's something that everybody's like, oh, I have anxiety, but if you're bragging about it, you really don't get it. And I know that's tough, but it's the truth. And just go to somebody that you know won't judge you, but will love you and hold you as tight as you need just so that you can breathe and just know that everything's going to be okay. Also, go to somebody that loves Jesus and will give you godly and sound advice. And if somebody comes to you and says they have anxiety, please never say to them, just have more faith. Because having somebody say that to me broke me. Because I was like, then who am I to be worthy of Jesus if I can't trust him? When in reality, I was trying to trust him with everything that I had. So I would say, surrender your pride, surrender everything that you think you should be, and just take a breath and say, God, I know you've got this, but I need somebody else to hold me accountable and help me remember that you are good in times when my anxiety is at its highest. Now that I've given Jesus all of my life, I've surrendered it completely to him, I know that every single day he's got me in the palm of his hand, that no matter what tomorrow holds or next week or next month, that everything will be okay. I have an army surrounding me of my family and loved ones that I know will fight for me every single day, and they'll be right by my side even when anxiety decides to hit again, because the Lord has placed them. I combat anxiety in multiple different ways. Number one, I see a counselor, a Christian counselor specifically, because that's important in every single way. I also am more open. I don't just say I'm okay when I'm not. I tell the people I love that I'm struggling today and it's been a rough day. And I just know that as soon as anxiety hits, I just pray, automatically pray, and just take a deep breath and just say, Lord, I really need you today more than I did 5 seconds ago. Could you please help me to get through this area of my life?